And we're live.
And we're live.
Boom.
Back
All
again.
right. Back again for
Season 2.
Revenue Busters, Season 2. Or Episode 2.
Episode 2, yeah.
Or it was a full season you guys missed in between.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. As you can see, a year's gone by. I've shaved. His
Yeah.
hair's grown out. Gary looks 10 years younger.
I did get a haircut today.
So fresh.
Looking fine and fancy, my man. Fine and fancy.
All right. So what are we talking about today?
Talking about busting or building something, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go through the revenue busting process. So, I guess, who wants to pick up from last week? And you sent over some good stuff, Gary, for us to.
Yeah, we'll go through that in a little bit. But I mean, I guess, first of all, I don't know. Did we go into last time about why we're even picking a business, or what's kind of like the main criteria for a business that we would pick? I can't remember if we did or not.
I don't think we did.
Recap. It's good for us to. We're in that process of just kind of talking and finding our voice through the process. So
yeah.
okay.
So I mean, I guess I want to reiterate before we kind of get into like the notes that I just or the kind of the research I did over the last week. But really, when I'm looking at a business, and it kind of stems from me wanting to spend time with the boys and have a little bit more time freedom. When I graduated from Michigan State University. I know they sucked this past weekend and lost to Michigan, but that's a whole other thing. But I was kind of, I was sold the old American dream, and so I'm going to age myself too today. But born in '74, so that graduated in '92, and then spent a few years in college. On and off. But anyways, every step of the way, I was told to be able to get this job, go get a job that's going to pay the bills and all that stuff. And hopefully you'll have a good job and you'll be able to afford the things that you want. But no one really kind of went into ever during that whole process of what, or what time is, or the value of time. Actually, they just said, hey, you're going to be trading your time for this amount of money. And as I went into property management actually during college. In the last few years I went into property management, and before that I actually worked at a Circuit City. Actually was my first kind of real sales job, which was kind of good experience actually. But anyways, always trading time, or you're trading time for money. And as I kind of made my way up in the property management business and had more and more responsibility and more units, I always, my time kept getting. So anyways, when we're looking at a business like this, like the Amazon FBA, I want to make sure we're always kind of coming from it as a place of how can it free up time, or can I create the income, but also increase my time, or have time freedom, or not. I know a lot of people create a business and they even work twice as hard and twice as long as it would even actually in a job. But can we create systems inside the income model that will allow us the time freedom and make us a fair amount of money so we don't have to worry about money, and can it be consistent? So that's kind of where I'm coming from when I'm looking at a business to start up, or a revenue building business. So I don't know. What about you guys?
Youth before wisdom.
All right.
Cool hair before scruff. There. Okay.
Before scruff, there you go. Okay, good. Well, I mean, I think I only talked about it a little bit, but I mean, even today I was thinking about it, how much stress is on me right now. It's my junior year. Got the SAT coming in like a month. I mean, a lot of big decisions to make, where I want to go to college. And I mean, some places I really want to go are ridiculously expensive. And I mean, some of them I want like NYU is one of them, UCLA, but like NYU is like 70,000, I think, a year.
A year?
Yeah, 70,000. And I'm like, okay, maybe not. because that's a lot of money. And I mean, I don't even know, honestly, if college is the full path I even want to go on. I mean, when Gary introduced me to all this, like, this new business world, because I remember I wanted to be an engineer. And then I was introduced into the business world, and I took calculus, and I decided, calculus sucks. I'm going into business. Okay. That's pretty much how it went. And so, and I'm learning slowly that, like, I mean, you do have to work hard to get what you want and to get where you want, especially with money. So, like Gary said, like, I want like a continuous flow of money where I can support what I want to do. If I want to become an entrepreneur, or if I do end up going to college, I want to fund that, obviously. I mean, that's a lot of money still.
Yeah, you can pay for it yourself.
Exactly. I could pay for it myself, have no debt, any of that. I could be fresh right out of college with a business degree. I mean, really my goal here. And just, I mean, I don't come from the richest family either. So it'd be nice to help out around the house with my mom and sister. I mean, who wouldn't, I guess, really? So, I mean, yeah, it's really just my goal in life so far. I mean, I'm only 17, so we'll see. All right, wisdom, go ahead.
All right, then. Well, me being the oldest of the group, born in 1969, and again, coming from a super poor family, poor background, you go through school. I've obviously went through that, went to college for a few years myself. And as I started seeing the people around me who were older, who were coming out of college or going to work, they weren't really, even back then, coming out making a bunch of money, and they definitely weren't controlling any of their own time or their own life. And that was me still in the middle of college watching, because I hung around a lot of people older than me, coming from a music background too, because I went to school for music theory, music comp, and some business stuff, but mainly was trying to get a degree as a music teacher, believe it or not. And so I was going to go do that. And just around that time, they started cutting off all the jobs. They actually had a cutback in all the schools for music programs, music teachers. And so one person per school was going to get that gig. And obviously everybody was fighting for that, be it a college or a high school or whatnot. So you start really kind of looking at a lot of these people that are older than me after 3, 4, 5 years. They were still flat broke. They were struggling. They weren't making any money. They didn't know what to do. And I guess I'd step back and say, as a caveat, because I know a lot of guys will get on these type of things that people will watch and say, oh, college all bad, this all good. There's a fit for everything. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, obviously there are some reasons to go to college for sure. And obviously doctor, engineering, those kind of things, if that's going to be your career. But you have to ask yourself a lot of questions when you're trying to become an entrepreneur. And so me, even young, I kind of was figuring out I wasn't going to make a lot of money, and I saw a lot of miserable people. And like I said, I told you my dad's story last time, but I'll say it again for this one, which is, he had been working at the same place for 40 years. And, when he retired, he got his income cut in half. And, they gave him a $40 watch. They called it the 40-40-40 plan. Work for 40 years, only live on 40% of your income. To get a $40 watch is your big goodbye kind of FU present. And, so you just seen that happening to a lot of people that I knew, especially, Gary, you and I, well, all of us Gary and I being from more of the automotive industry in Michigan at that time. A lot of people we knew were in it, and our families had been in it and were making pretty good money for what they were doing.
Actually,
You're like, wow, these guys are
growing up. It always seemed like, we always had.
Yeah, we're like, hey, we got these. We'll get into some career that'll take you for, 20, 30, 40 years. You get a good retirement, a good pension. And all of a sudden, as we were hitting college, our parents are getting laid off. They're buying people out. They're downsizing the companies. And you're like, whoa, 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 this is a change. Somebody's changing the scenario. There's a great book called Who Moved My Cheese, and which talks about as industries change or laws change, legislation changes, or things are changing throughout the in any given industry, just obsolescence happens. A better product comes along, that cheese gets moved to somebody else. And I know it's it's a little bit long-winded, but I mean that's what we're here for. We got YouTube. We can talk as long as we want. So, but I think that's important. It's good to know that you can do both. You can be a business entrepreneur and you can go to college. You can go and increase your skills. I think what changed though is on the internet though, college, I don't think it's caught up with people yet that it's as irrelevant as it really is, because 80% of what you can learn, I mean, I've done so many things now that before I would have went to college for, that I've learned on my own, and I've actually built businesses, made money, and done better. And I didn't waste that time. I didn't waste 3 years trying to have somebody teach me who doesn't do it for a living and doesn't know how to do it, and is teaching out of a book 10 years old about how to do it. So when I land, I'm totally irrelevant out of the gate. I mean, information just happens too fast. Things are evolving too quick. So I was just finding people that I would like work for a commercial print shop and all of a sudden be there making money doing websites and things like that, using software nobody was using yet. And I'd go to college. It was so funny because anyway, so while I was in college, I'd be working at a commercial print shop, working on all the latest, greatest, and learning all this stuff and hearing about web technology stuff coming down the road. You'd go back to the school. They had no clue what I was talking about. They were like, what's a website? What are you talking about? You're designing in programs they've never heard of. And so it was just interesting to see how the schools were so far behind the curve. So I really lost faith pretty quick. Like, I don't think these people can teach me much. And I'm not trying to be a doctor. So I really had to decide, what do I want to do and where do I want to go? And so as I started meeting business people through, my early days, I just saw, it was hard work, but they were all happy about one thing. They had control of their destiny. There was no glass ceiling. They could make as much money as they want. They can build it as big as they want. There was some level of, satisfaction or personal feeling of like, what, if I build this and it succeeds, it's mine. It's not me slaving over somebody else's dream, helping them build their dream, and then they can just kick me to the curb whenever they want. It's me building my own dream and my own future and my own money sources. And come hell or high water, if it's meant to be, it's up to me, So, yeah. I mean, we came from that same, I think being in Michigan, and that for us at least, it was very hard to see a lot of people we knew who were making great money all of a sudden lose that money, or people who were supposed to have great retirements lose those pensions and retirements. People who thought they had a long future all of a sudden had a very short future. And I think that changed me. I'm sure it did you too, Gary. And you start going, I need to have a
parents go through it.
Well, and we realized none of those jobs are going to be available for us. We're like,
yeah.
Oh, you mean we don't get those? They're like, yeah, we're going to give some of you guys these jobs, but it's at $10 an hour now. You're like, yeah, but he was making $50 an hour. What happened there? And they were pretty much playing cards half the time and hanging out in the spa, and going out to drink and making great money and having no, you're going to have to be here 60 hours a week making your $10 an hour. So, you're just like, yeah, I don't think so. So I think that shifted a lot, both educational industry side and the other side. So I definitely would say, whatever anybody's doing, take the time to know your why. I guess if I could stop and say, hey, here's a moment of like training, is know your why. Because you got to, even if you're young, know what you're trying to do and why the best you can. Ask yourself those questions of, why am I doing this? Who am I trying to help? Myself, others? Am I just trying to make a lot of money? Do I want to travel? But you hit it on the head, and I'll end my part saying this, Gary, is that I think for everybody, it really will be the same. You want to make more money doing less time, or having income streams that are generating income for you. So you have the time to enjoy whatever time you have on this planet, and you get to explore it, be with your kids, enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's what it's here for. You don't want to be at the end of your days when you're going, I worked so hard, I never even got to walk outside and smell the coffee, or smell the rose. Well, I smelled a lot of coffee, but I didn't get to smell the roses. And you just worked, you labored yourself to death for what,
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, I look at just the last two neighborhoods I lived in, and you never see families out playing with their kids, neither parent. And actually, sometimes the kids aren't even outside, but I'll be outside with the boys with a little bit more flexible schedule because of the way I've look at building businesses, and I'm out there playing with them, but you never see any families out playing together. It's weird. Compared
they're all inside being put to work from the family so they can make money.
Yeah. So can we find businesses that allow people to kind of have this flexible and this freedom, or be flexible and have the freedom and have the time? And is there a way to set it up to have the time to, be able to live a little bit more free of a life, and not be old and in retirement, not be able to enjoy retirement because you're so old and you had to retire at 72, but you could already have income streams funding your retirement and not even have to worry about that. So anyway,
it's cool. It's not even the American dream anymore. It's the human dream. How can I spend time with those I love and enjoy the life and the world I have around me, and have the income? Because really, that's just a tool. That's what I guess is sad, is we've turned it into America into a whole, you go to school, get a good job, go into debt, and do this rat race thing, you know. And of course, I think a lot of us either, at least I think we do, we appreciate and love the Kiyosaki stuff for at least the philosophy of that concept
Yeah.
of, you know, you don't want to live your life in the rat race. You want to find ways of creating mechanisms that can generate, and wealth will be defined by everybody differently, or success, you know, it could be
Yeah.
X amount of dollars, it could be this, could be that. But I think most people come down to it and say, I think like you, Christian, you know, if you had enough money coming in just to cover everything you need to live on your own moving forward, and a little bit extra for you to be able to enjoy and not have to kill yourself doing it, you know, you're okay. It's okay to work. Everybody doesn't mind building or working at something, but you want to know you've got the ability to do what you'd love to do and enjoy life at the same time as you move forward. So
definitely.
There's a great definition of wealth. I'll have to pull it up. It's by Westminster Filler. Remember that? There's a quote. I don't have it memorized perfectly, but mainly it's a similar thing of like, what is the definition of wealth? The ability to move forward in time, you know, having enough money and more to do everything you'd like to do. That's financial freedom, is when I have other things creating money for me, and money's never part of my concern. You know, my concern is, did I get to spend 2 hours with my your sons today playing baseball, right, Gary?
Yeah, baseball or soccer or
Soccer.
whatever
Music.
it is.
Video
Music.
games.
Yeah,
Whatever
actually,
it is.
Jackson. We got a little bit of music in the family. I think we'll see. We're still young.
So
force it out. No,
I would say, you know, and I'll again throw in my thoughts on, we're trying to create, you know, we're trying to talk this through and just go, hey, there's things out there all of us have come across. Even Christian, being as young as you are, I mean, you saw the YouTube phenomenon. You know, you're probably watching channels, seeing some other people. I don't know how young you were when you do this. It's awesome that you're 17.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about that,
Yeah.
Christian. So like, when did you start that? And like, I mean, it was pretty difficult. I mean, you spent a lot of time on it, and it was tough to get. I mean, it is. I don't know if it's saturated or not.
I mean, yeah, I spent
but I
3
know.
years.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem too is now that everyone's kind of caught on to it, a lot of people are just doing the YouTube thing to make money instead of just going out and creating content.
And that was the crazy thing, yeah, because like I remember
balance that.
Because I remember when YouTube was like just starting. I mean, it was crazy. Like the entire format, first of all, was just so different. I mean, it was just like a website practically. And then like all these like people started like gaining like huge amounts of people that were just watching their videos for just whatever reason, whether it was just figure out how to do something. And then, I mean, people started catching on, like you said. And I mean, it became more of like the rat race of who can make more money from it. And it's rather than just, I mean, a lot of people originally just did it, you know, just to do it, try it out. And then they began doing it because they loved it so much. And then the money part came in, and that's kind of what really drew attention. Like everyone just wanted to get money on. I mean, that seemed like such a new American dream, is like making so much money online, doing YouTube videos of something like playing games. Like that's a huge one right now. People watch people play games. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I guess we've done it for all of time, seeing we watch people play football and basketball.
Yeah.
But now it's just like anyone who enjoys video games rather than like sports, they can just go on YouTube and watch that instead. And I mean, it's like an entire new generation of a rat race where people run on there and they just blow out a bunch of videos, whatever, whether it's good or bad, and they try to make as much money as they can. And I mean, the people that have good content will rise sooner or later. I mean, a video will catch on to some point to a big group of people that want to see that kind of stuff. And I mean, like I said, I did it for 3 years, and like I'm really good. I'm like took a class for editing videos and those sorts of things, and I'm like really good at that kind of stuff. And we had like a few hundred subscribers, but like to get like that amount of people where you can make enough money to keep a sustainable income, I mean, that was hardest. That was so hard, and it took so much time. I mean, it was a lot of work, hours a day, editing videos, doing that sorts of thing. And it's just crazy to think about growing up, thinking about like when it started and how it really just started around people like helping people or people making people laugh, whatever it was on YouTube. And now it's really is just another way people are trying to make money rather than that. So it's interesting to see throughout my 17 years of experience. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Dog years nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's great about it. It's like, because like I said earlier, information and technology, it's moving so fast, and I don't even know how colleges even can keep up. You know what I mean? It just there's so many things happening offline, off site or off campus, unless it's really some type of a niche field, that anyway. So, well, I actually have a YouTube channel as well. And I've never done anything but just load the stock videos to it for the music site, because we use the actual website to post all the video for the viewers. I mean, so the subscribers, the batch of subscribers we have will mainly go through our site and watch videos. But of course, we're tracking the hits and stuff through the site back to. But from subscribers, there's like over almost 4,000 subscribers. And I've never done anything I've never done anything with it, So it's funny that you're right, like, because the content's good. It's good content. I mean, it's good videos talking about how to do the music industry, and it's celebrities teaching it, or bigger people in the industry. So you get people joining something when I've never done one, like, hey, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hey, I've never done that. It's like literally there's nothing on there that encourages anybody to do anything.
Right.
Because it's just there to hold them. You know what I mean? People are finding it through the back end, going, "Hey, I should subscribe to this." So it is. But I was just saying, your point was really good. That content, and you're seeing it get better too. People are getting better with their production. People are getting better at what they do, because I believe it. I'm sure you guys do too. I mean, we've seen it with streaming, YouTube. There is more people watching those things day to day than mainstream TV.
Oh
anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's going in about another 5 years, with all the baby boomers and everything, that's going to flip to the point where it's almost non-existent on that other side. So, which means, hey, all the people who might be watching this, either in the near future or in the way future, that's what's great about too. You collect all this stuff, and it's going to be there for people to,
Yeah, it's green.
Listen to. Yeah. So anyways,
yeah. So as we said in our last video, one of the businesses that we're going to start looking at right away, and that we've researched and kind of fits the criteria of what we just talked about, it's scalable. Another thing, and the other thing we look at too is, I mean, when you're looking at the income, can it create a small monthly income on a regular basis? If you just want to make a few extra $100 a month, or a few $1,000 a month, and how much time is that going to take? We're going to find that out. We're not even sure actually on this, but from what we're researching, it fits these kind of criteria. Or can you scale it up to a multi-million-dollar a year annual revenue, or even profit? Which, from the research that we've done, everyone knows aspects of the Amazon FBA seller business. So we're going to kind of dive into that business and see if it actually is a builder or a buster. Are we going to bust it? Of course, we're going to be putting our time and money into this, so we're hoping the building side of it, and it's a very good option. However, I mean, it is Amazon, and they do control everything, so that's another aspect of it. How long will it last? Will it last if they make changes? All that kind of stuff. So it's good to have, when you are creating these models and or income sources or revenue sources, it is good to have many, or a couple, or a handful, and have them automated as well. So as you're creating the ones along the way, you're not creating more and more, or less and less time freedom. So anyways, I'm not sure if on that side of it, how many people know what Amazon FBA, you'll hear us say FBA, but that does stand for Fulfillment by Amazon. And there's many different aspects of the Amazon business as well. I'm sorry, my contact just almost popped out.
Your contact got so excited about
It
this
was
FBA
like, oh
business.
my
It did.
gosh,
God, I gotta jump out of the screen.
gotta get in on this.
Bam.
So on the Amazon, and I don't know, a lot of people know this, but Amazon, kind of like eBay, and I'm not sure where you are in your research on business and whatnot while you're watching this, but anyways, FBA or on Amazon allows you to sell your products or other white label products or brand name products. Amazon has a marketplace for sellers to bring their products to a marketplace. As well as eBay. I mean, eBay is another one that does the same thing, but it's a little bit different. And and it's a little different marketplace, and there's different buyers and sellers that shop at each one. Is what we found. So when did the FBA start? It started back in September 19th, 2006. We found 2006. So it's been around quite a while. However, it started. And as you guys know, and some of you may or may not know, but Amazon started as a bookstore or a used bookstore, and that's kind of how they got their start. And then they just kept adding products after products after products, and different features, and Amazon Prime, and all these other things. They got the music side of it. They've got a cloud service. There's a bunch of different services they offer now, which is awesome for us. It creates a marketplace for us to, in this particular case, to be able to make some money. So anyways, it started way back then, but it was just to brick and mortar, already kind of established, maybe mom and pop shops, to bring product on the used side of, or new or used products or slightly used products on that side of it. And then Amazon had their own products that they would sell as well. But it kind of created a place where they could actually not have to store it at their stores, or if they wanted to ship it, they could. But the FBA is fulfillment by Amazon, so they could ship it to a local warehouse, and they would handle all the shipping and all the expenses. They'd pack it, ship it, handle all the customer service, and pay back the money, the profits that you made. So that's kind of the basis of Amazon. So all you got to do is send your products to Amazon, or that you sold, and they will sell them for you and handle up everything else. Let me take a sip. My mouth's getting a little dry. Hold on. Anyways, what else? Where we headed?
That was good stuff, man. I mean,
That was good.
You're dropping the knowledge, man. That was good. Yeah, I used to buy tons of used books from Amazon. I mean, that was crazy that something like that can go from used books to being, global domination.
Yeah,
pretty much. But it does. It creates opportunity because they need everybody. They need everybody to. I think what will happen, we'll find out what we find out through the FBA, that business model process. But a lot of it's going to be, if that model does work and continues to work, it's going to become survival of the fittest. Whoever's the best at marketing, who's ever the best at getting great products. What it should be is better and better products or customer service, or because the review process really is going to drive so much of that. I would believe, because I find myself doing it more. It's so funny, when that first reviews were out there, I was like, years back, you're like, is that real, man? That seems kind of ill. People are throwing up goofy comments, but slowly and surely, it's like I go to everything and read those reviews, and if I can look at, is it a quality product? What are people saying about it? So anyway, I think it's kind of wild west right now, but I think it will be refined into like a super city eventually of right shops and things.
I mean, now they're actually in 20, I don't know what it is now, 20 some city centers they have where you can get same day shipping as well.
I mean, we should probably create Blamazon, which would be the black market Amazon. So we can, because eventually Amazon will become for all of what, the products that are out there. But, you always got to have that Blamazon product.
Blamazon. Good business idea.
I like it. You like it?
I like it.
We might have governments of the world, hovering in on us, So, oh wait, I think there's a drone outside my window. Anyway, so cool. No, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess as far as, and Gary and I talked about this too, and I'm not sure how you feel about this, Christian, but I think even just talking casually or just raw and open about it. Hey, I don't know if you can hear that. I think somebody's printing while I'm talking. Could you hear my printer go off? I
did
thought
a
it,
little
I
bit.
thought it was the drone, but it was the printer. I'm not joking. I heard something. I was like, "Hey, something's going on." There's my printer going off. So I think that just talking, even walking people through how we're doing all this silly stuff, it's okay. I think it's part of the process. You never really get to see behind the scenes of like a guy saying to Gary, "Hey Gary, okay, so while we're doing these videos, be careful how much you say Every time you hear yourself saying the word just pause. Like that. That way you're talking and it sounds more like you're clear and precise and educated. Right there. See, I wanted to say like a bunch of times, but I didn't. So all right. See, they can learn something from that, right? That's a learning moment, so you come anyway.
Yeah.
Your knowledge was great. I do that, by the way, too. It's you get used to. I say a lot. So if I'm like, nope.
And I say, what is another one I say?
Dog.
Hold on, just a sec. Hold on.
I'll keep going then. As he's running away. Hey, I had a guest, a visitor. You're in the video now. So yeah, I think for us, when we're doing, it's funny because I think of those things. Not that I want to worry about that too much, but I would say you even 17, you were already doing a really good job at that. You seemed conscious of that. Did you already learn some of those skills already?
I did actually, and last year.
I knew it. I
took a speech class, and they always tell you to avoid those types of words when you're giving a speech. So then when I started doing YouTube, I'm like, okay, well, think about it when I record, because it's exactly what people are like. Oh, you're so unprofessional when you do that. It's like, okay, and so that's what we're giving here is a lot of, raw edits and cuts. We don't really even edit these at all, so people are gonna see just pure conversations between guys trying to figure out how to make money online practically and continue to get a flowing revenue stream of money and finding revenue builders or busters. And that's the nice part about it.
Yeah, and some of these guys are going to want to build a channel. Some people want to do this kind of a thing or share. Some people for money. I think ours is more for we just want to share and document the process. And you never know what happens as you're just going through it. But
exactly,
I was telling Christian as you walked away, I said, I could tell he knew that concept because he was doing it. And I thought, boy, for a 17-year-old, that's really sharp that he keeps I see him stopping himself. And I was like, that's really good. And Gary, he just talks to his kids all day long and me and other people. So we're usually yelling at clients or no.
I usually like to say, I try to use the word instead of the word, a 4-letter word.
Yeah. With your kids, you're like, that's what it is with your kids. You're like, all right, guys, you need to stop. You know what I mean. Yeah, okay. So that's good though. So even people watching this know that if you're going to start a YouTube channel and you're going to want to convey yourself a little more professionally and not have that empty conversational thing, we'll work on ours. So we'll see how we do, guys. Right over the next weeks and months, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
We'll say, okay, let's make sure we try to tighten that up so we sound more professional.
We'll see how it goes. Well, we'll see how it goes. I've never done it. I've never done this before, and public speaking wasn't my forte. I would do it. I just paused and I said too. So
well done, my man. Well done. Good job.
At first it was hard for me because I remember I tried doing it on my YouTube channel. And I would pause and I'd have to edit it all out because it'd just be a long pause because I was trying to think of what to say. And I gave a lot of speech, especially in high school. In middle school, I gave a lot of speeches, depending on whatever, and I got really good at it.
What speeches did you do in middle school?
In middle school, there
history or more?
No, well, there was one about being against drugs and alcohol. There was one I did. There was one for a research project I had to do that was in front of my entire grade. It was pretty easy. It became easier and easier though. In high school, I had bigger ones where I spoke in front of the entire elementary, all the kids on a community day. I've done that a few times. So it's become pretty easy for me to think about what I'm saying before I say it most of the time. Maybe not when I'm mad, but that's about it.
Don't get them mad.
Yeah, you won't like me when I'm angry.
That's good though. Great skills to have, and
yeah, it's good professional looking way of doing it, I guess you could say. Yeah.
It's amazing. Gosh, man, you've already done all that. I was teaching on the universal string theory, and I remember Stephen Hawking called me, and he was, evaluating my essay that I'd written on the. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Good for you.
I made a bird feeder.
Shop class. Mine was a duck.
Shop class, yeah.
I made it.
Yeah, we were making bird feeders in shop class. He's
literature.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah, I think one of the best parts though is the step-by-step system that we're gonna have to go through, like the raw step-by-step, like the actual behind the scenes of what we have to do and how we do it, how we talk about it, how we figure out what we're even supposed to do, honestly.
Yeah.
What I
think too is we've all been through video editing, and it's kind of very time consuming.
Exactly.
And I really don't want to do it.
Well, I really want this to be, when we talk about it, we're right out of the gate tell people we are teleprompter free.
Yes.
We are edit free. So I don't mind being the teleprompter edit free. We can even put that down, in our thing. This is just about, it's kind of the raw, uncut version of just people trying to figure it out. Because at the end of the day, we're not trying to polish it for that purpose. We really want to go through and, maybe later we'll start our video off, have like a little intro we do edit that we say, be sure to look below and you will see the time markers of when we're just rambling about crap. And then if you want to get to the nuts and bolts of what we're saying, go to 3 minutes and 50 seconds and then go to 9 minutes and 20 seconds and go here, because that's where you will get
the real
that.
information, right?
Yeah. The other times is us just talking about life and what we're going through, like on how we figured out how to talk without saying There you go. So
It's true. It's true.
So what do you have time-wise, Mr. Lloyd, for today still? Are you?
Yeah, no, I've got it's 4:08, so the kiddos just came home.
Gotcha.
So I probably should go see if they're okay.
Nah,
since I made them walk home and
You made them walk home.
freezing weather.
You are in Michigan.
I know.
Yeah, they should be used
Well,
to
it's
it.
kind of weird. I mean, back in the day, we never. Well, I think you say this too, but they get to walk home, and it's like I can see the bus stop, so we're good. But
That's a walk home.
the school is
That's
closer.
the walk home. From the bus stop to walk home, or are you saying from school?
Well, they could. I mean, it's just as close. Well, no, it's not just as close, but
The bus stop's just, I can see them come out of school, or I watch them get on the bus and they drive 2 feet and then they get out of the bus. It's awesome.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I mean, the bus, you shouldn't have a bus. It shouldn't have a bus route, really. They could just walk home, but they have a bus route. So
Well,
then
what would we like to? I like kind of the outline you threw over to. Those are some good
yeah, so
thoughts
we get
there.
an outline. I don't know how to go. I don't know how we want to go through it, but it's just a little bit of Amazon facts and why it should be pretty good for us to do this, and we're not doing this blind. We did some research and we found some pretty cool things that people may want to know. I mean, it is a big marketplace. It's the biggest marketplace in the world right now. And it's a good place to get started if you're going to sell something. But what do you sell? How do you sell it? How do you know that it's making money? That's kind of the stuff we got to go into and kind of figure out. Because I don't want to just sell something because we think it's cool.
Right.
How do we know what the numbers are behind it? Is there a way to know what the numbers are behind it? How do we know what to choose? How to pick?
Right. Which is kind of step one to the whole process, honestly.
Yeah,
Figuring that out.
It'll wind and turn and go off in tangents, and you don't know. There's so many different elements to it, but it'll be fun. Like I said, I'm excited to get going on it. So I guess next time, the next episode, do we want to just say, what do we need to know about anything before we decide, step one?
Yeah, how we decide step one. Yeah.
Let's talk through our step one. Because, I mean, I think we all think about business, or most of these things, is you kind of already get the basic gist of it, which is, okay, it's Amazon. It sells products.
Yeah.
FBA is, just fulfillment by Amazon. You're obviously, there's a fulfillment center of a certain product. So there's some basics in there. But I think even taking it back, if you were taking my grandma, you know, and saying, "Hey, grandma, you want to make an extra, you know, few grand, you know, a month just doing something you love, you know, selling crochet hooks or something, you know, or like, you know, some sort of macrame kits or whatever, you know, something she loves doing." You never know with grandma. It could be something else. Could be that thing Gary had last time, those water bongs my grandma could be selling, you know. So, yeah, you still got you carry that thing everywhere with you, man.
He always has it.
I carry my bong with me, the coffee bong. So, but you know, you do want to try to say, because I think that's part of it too, is a lot of people coming to anything going, okay, yeah, you have to have a certain level, certain acumen, or a certain level of smarts. And do you, you know, do you really? I mean, some stuff, I would say this seems like it doesn't necessarily have all that. I think it has pieces you have to put in place, and you have to make some quality decisions up front, you know, about what product and is it, because not everything sells. And so the great thing is, it seems like I've seen some, you know, miscellaneous stuff out there, and I guess as we research it, you guys will be able to tell me if it's legit or not. But it sounds like there's tools that have already been kind of designed to help you make some of those calls, you know, make some of those decisions, or have a better, like vetting out the products. Are they good? Are they bad? Do they make money? Don't they make money? Kind of doing almost some due diligence. Like you can do it through some of these, you know, analytics and online metrics and systems and stuff. Is that correct? So I think it's out there, right?
There's
quite a bit of stuff.
Few things. Yeah, there's a few things that could hopefully help us on our way there that we'll have to definitely look into.
Because I think me is, again, in the real estate space that Gary and I have done well, and that's the biggest part of succeeding is what do you do up front, not what you do at the end. It's really the upfront work you do. It's the due diligence up front, so you're getting, because you're making your money up front, you know, and the concept of that is if you're getting the right product and you're doing your work, then you know you're investing into something or that you know has that potential, or it's in a market that will grow that or can, you know, can achieve that. And so
you're gonna, in the business, I think what I like too on the Amazon side of it is kind of like an investment. So, you know, it's like someone said, "Hey, if you give me $1, I'll give you $5 back." You're gonna give the person $1 because you get $5 back. So that's kind of like what you're looking at in the Amazon stuff so far that I've seen is, hey, I've got this I can spend $10 on, but I'm getting $30 back.
Well, it's like the Federal Reserve. We can make this dollar for 10 cents. We'll give it to you, and you can go make 90 cents off it.
Yeah.
And you're like, because they created the dollar.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, I think it's, the concept there of like having somebody's making something and going, we don't have the time to distribute this stuff or market it across the planet. We're just the manufacturer, or we're just some shop here with all of our people busting their chops to build this product, and we don't have the marketing arm or the distribute. You know, we're not out there. Can you do that for us? And you're like, yeah, we'll create a vehicle through these systems to push this product, and you'll sell it to me for 30 cents. I can sell it for, you know, $1. I got to pay Amazon 20 cents in the middle, maybe do another bit of marketing and some things I have to do to create the marketing arm of the product for another 20 cents. And so I'm sitting on 30 cents when I'm all said and done. Right. And so you multiply that concept times $50,000 a month. And there you go.
And that's how you
Problem solved. Builder.
Problem solved. It's a builder. All right, we're done.
All right, guys.
That was awesome. Good season.
So I hope everyone enjoyed that.
Season 1, we're done.
It only took 2 shows, and we're already at the builder. On to the next one. So what are we going to do next?
Looking at the accounts, and I don't see any money coming in yet. All right, guys, we got to start out. We got to go back to all the beginning. So, no, we want to walk through it, obviously, because what's great about it is that if you can walk through it, and there are true things, you know, I mean, we're kind of like the no fluff guys, you know. It's like that's what you want to be, the no BS guys on the. I don't know why you're both smiling. That must mean something different to both of you.
Anyways, yeah.
I must be too old to know that one. Anyway, so so the no BS guys, I had to change my language just because of that. Because I think a lot of people get on these things who are, you truly want to try it or do it, but boy, you just don't know. Is there anything that's really legit? And when you're pushing just a system or a guy, you know, the little lost leaders to get you going, you know. So what we would probably do is at the end of it, if we actually end up creating this, we say, listen, if you succeed and you make it, become a Patreon and give us, off the 20,000 you're making a month, and give us like a grand or two a month to support our channel or what we're doing, the builder buster thing, give us, we require 10% of your income for helping you succeed. No.
We're going to need 50%.
That's 50%. So, no, we'll figure it out.
Those are Shark Tank numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you jump on the Shark Tank thought for a minute, it blows me away sometimes when people come in there going, I need like 20 grand. I'm like, 20 grand? Just, what are you talking about? That's like, I always expected people to be asking for like, hundreds of thousands or millions.
Yeah.
So when people are asking for 20 or 30 grand, I'm like, you could probably go chop down some trees and sell the wood and go make that money or something, in your backyard. Go mow lawns for 3 weeks or something. So
you could find clearance items.
You could.
And sell them on eBay.
Sell on eBay. Now you've done some eBay stuff, right, Gary?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of eBay. Just kind of, I just sell the crap that we don't need anymore. Is really what I do. And it works. That's a good marketplace. There's a lot of buyers.
That's like a small Walmart for you with all the stuff you got.
Yeah, I know. Freaking all the plastic from the kids' toys. You sell those Skylanders.
Oh, man.
But it's just a way to get back some money that you spend on all your things, tchotchkes that you buy.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to get some money back. And then, helping friends out and stuff like that with different stuff that they don't know how to sell, and just throwing it up there and boom.
Well, we'll maybe do some compare, a little caveat of that one on there when we do it, because I think it's another vehicle that seems like it has some similar aspects.
Well, yeah, from what I kind of researched on the outline that I put together that we'll do next time, there are some pros and cons for both eBay and Amazon FBA. Actually, eBay just brought out their third gyration of eBay Valet, which is kind of like FBA, where you just ship it to them.
They do the rest of the work.
And they do the rest of the work, except that they're taking, depending on the cost of the product, if it's below like some amount of money, they're taking almost up to 60% of the profit.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that'll be 50%. You weren't joking.
Yeah. As you go higher up and on the price, it's less. You get more back. Actually, it might not be that high. It might be about, I think it averages about 40%. It's kind of their fees for a product that's less than $20. If it's over that.
What's Amazon's at right now? Do you know what theirs is at?
Amazon actually, I haven't said it down. It's 30 cents. 30 cents on the dollar.
Just flat for them? Not everything?
It's kind of, there's an average depending on what, I believe from what I saw, there's an average depending on what you're selling. So, there is a flat fee for the FBA, it's like $3, anything that you bring in there. But then you got storage fees. So if it stays there a little bit longer, you're going to pay a little bit more.
Is that 30%? Is that 30% counting the storage fee?
Storage fee, yep.
Okay. So things we'll talk about all that as we go.
So and this is what we're kind of do. I'm just looking at free stuff online, spending a couple hours a week, kind of researching stuff. So we're just going to spew it on the good and try to find the best of the free stuff. That way we don't have to. You can get it started up and just follow along. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any homework for our this next week or a few days or whenever we want to? I guess what's our homework? Any action items or?
I love homework. I don't know, man. We really just kind of got to start into it. I would like to just kind of start finding a product. So, and actually that's another thing. What about, I would like to set a goal and maybe a time frame.
Right. I agree.
That we can reach. So start like a target start frame. So can we do this in a month? Can we do this in 2 months? Can we do this in 3 months?
Do we want to set a budget? I know we talked about it a little bit, but
at some point I think we will. We'll probably have a better idea of it. I'm looking forward to. We have the trip coming up in what is it? Less than a week. A week?
Yeah.
5 days. How many days? 4 days.
Monday.
What is today?
Tuesday or is today Wednesday?
Yeah, 5 days. So we leave out on the 11th, and So in 5 days we will be, because I didn't realize it until, well, I kind of saw it, but I didn't know it was going to be that much. But there's a ton of people teaching the exact thing or talking about aspects of it. I guess not teaching like how to do the program, but individual people in different aspects of the whole FBA or just Amazon in general. And so I think between myself, you and Tina will be able to divide and conquer, being there, and maybe they'll let us even throw up our cameras or something and capture some of that stuff, or interview some of the ones that were really good, find them afterwards and be able to say, hey man, can we hit you up for a couple questions? So it'd be neat to get some interviews there. It'd be neat to get some little.
That's something that I'd like to do too with our little show here. Is kind of interview people that maybe have had some success, maybe the people that have not had success.
Well, I think we're going to have a lot of that there to start with, and then we can invite them back for a real show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So part of it's meeting a ton of people who are in this space doing it. I think we're going to meet probably FBAers and people like that there. We're going to see a bunch of suppliers and vendors. We're going to meet a bunch of people who are, I think, from Amazon or from third-party groups that are working with that space. And so anyway, I want to take full advantage of it because we're there for a good chunk of time, and with all of us there, bring your good camera. I'm going to bring mine. I would.
Yes, I've got the good camera.
My presence will be there with you.
You will be with us. I'll put you on FaceTime and hold you here.
Okay.
I'll mount you here by my heart.
I'll be in school. I'll just watch you.
It's awesome. People
it's all good. We should have got you. We should have got you out of school. What we should have done. Is it a marking period, right?
Not for us. Like,
not for you.
Middle.
You guys do.
We do quads for 2 semesters, 4 quarters.
All right.
So I would say when we get back from that trip, I think we're going to be able to download a lot. Like right now, we're kind of just meandering around it and talking and just getting our feet,
getting our feet on the ground.
Yeah, and even for Gary and I, because we haven't jumped onto the hey, let me video myself doing this thing and get used to seeing your face down there as you're talking. Going, God, I look so goofy. It's so weird. And saying and all that. So. Yeah, that looks nice. Nice. So just it's like a bunch of kids with you look shiny. Look at that. What is the camera? It's so horrible. So we're trying to. I think these first couple times have been good because you get comfortable with talking, thinking about what it is, and letting it kind of roll out a bit, and you get comfortable with pacing, a little bit of the pacing. And I think as we start laying out, which it's good to have some outline stuff. So we're a little more together when we do it, but I think when we go to that, we're going to collect a ton of footage, a lot of ideas, so hopefully we'll bring a lot back.
Right.
And I can upload all that stuff for you to see. You'll see it beforehand anyway. So while we're there at night, I can probably be grabbing some of the smaller videos and uploading them. We need to create which did you put the Google Hang under? Is it Revenue?
Revenue Busters. Yep.
That's the YouTube stuff. Can you send us that info? Or you and I can do it down
Christian
there.
Set it up. I can do it down there, but it's under revenuebusters@gmail.com. We got revenuebusters@gmail, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and then we won't. Yeah, I'll tell you I was going to say the password over the video.
Hey everybody, here's how you access our YouTube channel. Yeah. No, so
anyways, we've got that all set up. And actually, we probably should have done a video on it, but we didn't. But it's pretty easy, and it's it's a little bit, I guess.
Right, and if anyone actually wants to see it, tell us, and we will. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple. There's a lot of good tools out there now that I didn't even know about until
you actually played with them.
Around. Yeah, until I was playing with them. And
but I can we can once we're there, even we can just start uploading all the stuff we do anyway, right into the channel. Just set it to private and give a password for it.
Hey, real quick.
Password is
in YouTube, Christian. You might know this. What is the difference between unlisted and private and public?
Okay, so public's to the world. Private is only you can see it, and listed is if you can make a list of people, and if their name is on it, they can see it.
Okay.
I like it.
So the unlisted one is what we would want. So we like us 3 can see it, and that's it. Until we edit it. Then we put it to public. Yes.
All right, cool.
Got it. Magic of YouTube.
Awesome.
You guys have fun vlogging too.
Thanks.
I've never vlogged before. This will be my first time.
Oh man, you're a newbie vlogger.
I mean, besides recording the family or that kind of thing, but
Sure. Make sure you don't cut off your head. Hold it.
I'm doing it right
Selfie style.
now. Let me move my
There you
screen
go.
up.
Selfie style.
Nice thing is too, I don't know what you're using as your camera. The one I have, which is this Logitech HD 1080p. Couldn't go and read it. It has on the settings, which are pretty nice, the ability to zoom it in. I'm not going to move. I'm just hitting the zoom button. So it zooms in and out.
Now, are you guys a little
time.
bit? Am I a little bit fuzzy to you guys on your screen?
A little bit.
You're pretty clear for me. Yeah, I mean,
you guys. There's been a little bit of a lag today, unlike there was in the past. You guys showing up a little fuzzy. I'm not sure what it's recording. If it's recording it or how it's done, but
well, you can pan this thing too, which is crazy. I can just move that like myself side to side. Like, what's up? I'm over here. No, I'm over here.
I did research that a little bit too. What camera to use. I think that one was on there.
I've read a lot on it too. Most people said they liked it for just simple portability. Clips on the back of your laptop.
On the screen.
Yeah, and it's good high quality. I mean, you can set it to different levels of quality.
But it's HD. It's HD, isn't it? 1080p.
It's HD. Yep. And you can again, because it was dark in here, and I turned off that light when you're like, hey, crank it up. So I played with the brightness a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh. It's a little brighter, but it does white, almost like white bar. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to like pick a good, kind of find a happy.
We'll set up. Yeah, we'll have to. I'll just set up my Canon and see what it looks like.
But can you hook your Canon in that way where it will interface through your computer and all that? 70D.
Yeah.
Well, when you do yours, I'll do mine.
I've never put the cords in. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you can.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, that's what people don't teach either, man. That would be. I mean, I'm sure there's some people doing it, but not necessarily within the whole conversation. Just maybe even showing the different. I'm using this, and here's how I'm doing it, and blah blah blah. All right. All right.
Contigo mug. Ooh. I do want to be able to get branded and authorized to sell the Contigo mug.
It is a cool mug.
It is nice.
They have the automatic sealing
top. Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about it spilling on the carpet.
I want to sell the Amazon.
All my worries are gone. No more.
And then if I can, and I just want my name on the cup too. Somehow, I don't know if we can white label it, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to create Blamazon now.
Blamazon. Well, that's the other aspect of it, is creating your own private
brand.
Mm-hmm. So Blamazon.
Blamazon. That's the start of illegal activities.
On the dark web.
The dark web.
They come after us. All right.
I got to go to the celebration of learning, so I will check you guys on the flip side.
All right, gentlemen. Peace.
Peace.